Cam Anthony, big congratulations. You just won season 20 of The Voice, and you're Blake Shelton's eighth winner on this 10-year anniversary. My name is Denton Davidson. I'm joined by Marcus James Dixon of Gold Derby. Cam, first things first, what's it like when Carson announced you as the winner? And how did the rest of the night go for you when the camera stopped rolling?
That was a breathtaking experience. Like just standing up on that stage, number one, next to my fellow contestants it meant the world to me to just be able to stand up there with them. We've been in this experience since October and have been working tirelessly just to make sure that we just put on the best show we could, number one, and then and enjoyed this experience. So it was a reflective moment for sure. And then afterwards, I don't know if you saw, but Blake came up and gave me a hug, and I ended up crying because it was such a moving moment for me because I spent so much time, working towards this, and just to see it all come to this point and it's happening the way I would hope, it's very fulfilling.
I'm curious, how does winning The Voice compare to performing for President Obama at the White House?
I would say that they are just very unique and important separate situations. Because they performing for the president, number one, it was very important for me as a young Black man, him being the first Black president of the United States. It was very symbolic and encouraging just to let me know that I can shoot for anything. And that was actually one of the things that we were able to talk about when I was able to spend some time with him. And then also now to look at, The Voice. And I guess one thing I could say is that the information and the knowledge that he was able to bestow upon me was carried onto this show, which was shoot for your dreams, keep your vision at the top of your mind, and then also be yourself. So I would say that's the main thing. That's how they would correlate.
And you go into the blind auditions, and was John the coach that you were planning to choose? And how did that unfold when you saw that he was blocked? Were you prepared to go on Team Blake, or how did that transpire for you?
It definitely was crazy, like a jaw-dropping thing when I was singing When It All Happened, and I saw right away when he got blocked, and I was like, all right, well, this is where everything's changed officially. You're not going to end up on John's team, so that's that. And part of me though just knew like this was already going to be a unique experience, and I had no idea that I would end up on Team Blake in this way. There was some gut telling me like, hey, that's a good direction over there. But I don't know. I think it was just a culmination of just him doing his little thing to my mama, things he was saying, the vibe I was feeling, and then also the fact that Nick blocked John. I was just like, let's try something. Let's take a left turn, like I like to say.
And how much thought did you put into picking Lay Me Down for your blind audition song? I mean, so many great artists audition on The Voice, but maybe they don't get a chair turn because they picked the wrong song. So how much thought did you actually put into that?
It was very intentional, actually. That's one of my main things is I want to be more intentional about my moves and the things that I do as the artist I am today. When I was younger, that was different. I didn't have the vision that I wanted for myself. And so now that I've gained that, I wanted to be very intentional. So my goal with that song was to, number one, just be able to touch people and kind of really just stir up some type of feeling in people, because through COVID, we've had a lot of just disconnect and, being on the stage and not having an audience. I just wanted to be able to reach people for sure. And I feel like that song is a great way to do that. And it resonated pretty well. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
And you were one of the standouts pretty early on, but I think the big moment for you that really set you apart started with Feeling Good, the Nina Simone song. What went into your decision behind choosing that song? And did you really have to learn how to do those scat phrasings then and there?
Yeah, I did have to learn the scat phrases there. I wrote out my vowels, each one, and just was studying them in a specific order. And funny enough, when I got on the stage, I did not do anything that I was planning, but it was again, it was just about stepping into that moment. And it was important for me to do that song too, because number one, I like to use that song as like a test to see how much I've grown each year. So over time, I would sing this song and put it up online and just see how different it would be now that I've learned new things about my voice. And so the scat was the newest thing. I have never necessarily jumped into that, but just wanted to take that challenge on because not many people do it either. It was pretty fun. And another thing that I would say was important to me with this song was it was Nina Simone's birthday. So that just made this that much more important. I wanted to make sure that I was bringing her spirit with me on stage. My apologies. I wanted to make sure I was bringing her spirit with me on stage, but also it was important to just establish myself as like, you know, this is who I am. I am a Black man also. And I wanted to make sure that that was also seen. So it was important to just, you know, make that full message.
Blake said something during your blind audition that stuck with me all these months. He said he would keep the lane open for you if you went on his team, so that he wouldn't push his button for anyone else that sounded like you. Is that part of the reason you picked him? Because it was such a strategic move. It was so smart of him to do that. And I guess when you've been on the show for 20 years, you know all the strategy. So I was just very impressed that he did that.
You know, I would say that it was definitely good to hear. Like, it was nice to hear that. But one thing Blake said in our interview was that, you know, he was like, of course that was a ploy. Like, I know that that was something that I was trying to get you on the show. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand that, you know, but that was fine with me. I also just knew that Blake has, number one, a great history with working and keeping up with his past contestants and winners. And also just, there was a vibe that I got, and I got to understand now that I was working with him when I was seeing him just, you know, standing on that stage. So it definitely was just divine. It was perfect.
And he kept his word.
Yeah.
But aside from Blake, a bit of a surprise this season was Snoop Dogg was the mentor. What was your reaction when you walked in the room and saw him sitting there? And was he different than you expected when you met him?
You know, it was definitely a shocking experience to see Snoop Dogg sitting up on the stage. I was not prepared to go up there and sing in front of him, but it was definitely like an honorable thing, number one, because he's the dopest, coolest cat ever. And then also, like, I met him before at one of my best friends. He's a DJ. His name is Nico. I met him at one of his gigs, and it was pretty dope. I got to take pictures. You know, we chatted for a little bit. And of course, he didn't remember me because I was much younger then. But he gave the same vibe of just being really laid back and real authentic and true to just who he said he was, you know, and I like that. I appreciate that.
You were never in the bottom, but if you had been, I'm curious, what would your instant save song have been? You know, what did you have planned for if that situation happened to come about?
Well, actually, it was one of my favorite songs to sing. It's called Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul. And that song is just, it's so smooth and so, it feels like how I want to dress, if that makes sense. Like it just has this such a cool, laid back, suave vibe that is just like there for me. And I was like, you know what? It'd be nice to do that on stage and just like give that extra new side. So yeah.
You know, you've been singing since you were so young. I realized that I had seen the YouTube video of you singing Royals. That was my first exposure to you, and I didn't even know it until I realized you were the same person this season. At what age did you sort of realize you had this knack for singing and your family say, you know, Cam has something special here?
Well, my mom says she discovered when I was 4 and I was sitting in front of the TV singing a Folgers commercial. But I think for me, I noticed when I was in church, and I believe I was about 9 or 10, and just seeing the reaction that I was receiving from people, and I had no understanding of what was actually happening, and I didn't know that it was like really moving people in that way. But once I was able to take some time to really understand it, and I felt it myself. Like I felt when I would hear people sing or hear my mom sing, I felt the emotion. I felt the conviction that would come from that. So that was definitely something that just was like, there's something to this. Like this can be something that changes people's lives. This can promote healing. This can change it as much as it's changed me. Like I want to be able to do that. So that's when I figured it out.
And your family was such a big part of your blind audition. They were up there on the big screen, your little sisters. And I'm curious, what was their reaction last night when you won The Voice?
Well, actually, we have a video that I'll be posting soon on my Instagram and on my Facebook. But their reaction was, I watched it in the car coming back last night, and it made me cry because just to see the joy. And also, you know, we were kind of like exhaling because we've all been doing this together. This has not just been me. I commend and am so grateful for my family for just kind of uprooting and changing their lives to be able to fit this dream that I had. And like it has been amazing to just watch the grace that my mom has been able to walk with, and my dad just being that strong, you know, leading force, just keeping us grounded. It's been amazing. So that reaction from them has been amazing, and I'll be showing y'all that soon.
And you've pulled from so many different artists and genres. Who are one or two of your biggest influences that you'd like to model your career after? And is there any current artists on your wish list of to collaborate with now?
So I think I said it last night. I look up to John Legend a lot about, you know, just the way he carries himself as an artist, his evolution and growth throughout his time, and how he's been able to sing classic R&B hits, crazy love ballads, like outrageous ballads, but also can hop on a hip hop R&B song and still get this, like, you know, vibe that is just like unmatched. I really do appreciate that about how versatile he is as an artist. And so that's definitely one thing I want to take. And yeah, and just continue to have fun with it. I want to definitely work with Missy Elliott, Daniel Caesar, Billie Eilish. There are tons of people on my list, and I'm excited to work on that for sure.
My final question for you, Cam, is when Blake said that you are going to be the biggest superstar The Voice has ever produced, you know, that's a lot of pressure. What were you thinking when he said that?
You know, every time he said it, it definitely shocked me. I was like, when he said it the second time, I'm like, okay, he's serious. He's doubling down. Like this is going to be life changing no matter what, right? And so I was kind of preparing myself for that, but also I'm just like, just so grateful. Like I wouldn't say it creates any type of pressure, but more so it's more so about that belief. Like he has this strong belief in me that I can go on to do great things and be able to inspire change. And that's just what I'm working towards. So I wouldn't say there's any pressure, no. I'm excited to carry this torch.
Well, Cam, thanks for chatting with us today. Once again, big congratulations. Real quick before we go, is there anything you want to say to those fans that voted for you and helped make this dream come true?
For sure. I want to say thank you all so much. The love has been outrageous. And just for the many of you who've supported me since I was 12 and 11, just recording YouTube videos in front of that wall that you all know and remember. It has been an amazing journey, and I'm so thankful that y'all are willing to come on this with me. And then finally, to all of my new folks and everyone else, I want to inspire this visionary that is in you. We can all imagine this world to be a lot different for us and something that works and is inclusive for everyone. So I just hope to inspire that in all of you.